What's going on, Tiger fans? I want to make a quick video here. This one isn't going to be very long, but I wanted to chime in on it. The Tigers announced that they are selecting Kerry Carpenter. He is being recalled from AAA today. And the following move is they're finally optioning Cameron down to the minor leagues. Honestly, I think today was the day that they sealed it, that they had to do something to bring some kind of a chance to put a hitter in this lineup that can maybe do something. Now, I want to set some expectations for you guys, and I've said this before, and I'm going to reiterate it again. As when Riley Green got called up, this guy is a rookie. He's the first time in the big leagues. If you look at his numbers, Spencer Torkelson last year had similar numbers to him, although not average-wise, but Spencer Torkelson hit 30 home runs last year. Spencer Torkelson had close to the same OPS as him. Now, Kerry Carpenter has done a very nice job at every single level that he's ascended through, at especially in AAA, at working on cutting down his strikeout rate and bringing up his walks. Right now in AAA, which is extremely impressive, he has gone and he's cut down his strikeout rate by almost half. In AA, he was striking out a lot. So for him to go up to AAA, hit 8 home runs, he was hitting 339 as of tonight. He had just a shade under 1,100 OPS. It's insane what this guy's done, because he's basically come out of nowhere. This I guess we'll call it a blip of a year has just come out of nowhere, because he wasn't a highly touted guy. He was a high round draft pick. No one really saw this coming out of Kerry Carpenter whatsoever. And it was a nice story to start. I mean, I can remember at the beginning of the year, you hear Kerry Carpenter has hit 7 home runs this week. Kerry Carpenter hits another home run. Kerry Carpenter hits another home run. And it got to the point he had 22 home runs in Double-A Erie. And then all of a sudden, they bumped him up to AAA and like, oh, okay, well, let's see how he does. He's going to probably cool down. And no, he's hit even better in AAA than he has in Double-A. So it's insane. But tonight, I think, was the night that sealed the deal, because the Tigers should have damn well been shut out. I mean, they scored 2 runs in the 9th inning of tonight's ball game, but that's only because Morgan walked the bases loaded with nobody out, and the Tigers still almost squandered a chance to score with no one out and the bases loaded, because, Tigers gonna Tigers. Luckily, Eric Haas drew a walk, and then there was a wild pitch by Emmanuel Clase, and they got it to 5-2, and of course the lineup did line up things. So I think, they've had one period of stretch right after Riley Green got called up where they've had any bit of a semblance of being an offense, and that was for a 19-game stretch. Obviously, the Tigers lineup has gone cold. They almost got shut out for back-to-back nights again, and it wouldn't be the first time this season. They've been shut out 15 times this year, and I think with how bad this lineup's been, having no kind of pop, being so anemic, and you have someone like Kerry Carpenter sitting down in the minor leagues, who's had 30 home runs, he's adjusted his swing, he's lowered his strikeout rate, he's brought his walks up. You have to give him a chance, because Akil Baddoo isn't doing it. Cameron clearly isn't doing it, and I'm honestly surprised he's not DFA'd versus getting sent just back down to AAA. But I just want you guys to have realistic expectations. He's about to be 25. This is going to be his first taste of the big leagues. Spencer Torkelson had similar kind of numbers last year in his first full year in the minors, and he came up and he couldn't even hit 200. He had 5 home runs before being sent down. Tonight I think he wore an 0 for. Torkelson was 0 for 4 in Toledo tonight. I think Carpenter might have been 0 for 4 in Toledo tonight, actually, one of his first 0-fers he's had in AAA, because I've been following him and Torkelson pretty much, because I want to see Torkelson back in the big leagues, obviously, because I like him. But just have realistic expectations. I'm so sick of arguing with Tiger fans and just Tiger fans in general right now, because the vibes around the team is so negative, and there's just such a negative connotation. You can't say anything right now about this team in a positive light without someone breathing down your throat. It's honestly like arguing politics right now with any kind of Tiger fans. Like, they just released an article about the Tigers being number 25 ranked farm system now. And I got into a huge argument with people because people don't understand how prospect rankings work and all this stuff. And I'm going to make a video about that, about the Tigers farm system, but that's for a later date. But the point is like you say something positive and people are jumping all over it. And they're just looking for a reason. For a single time a Tigers prospect gets called up and they don't hit 1,000 for, forever, they're automatically a bust. Alavila, again failed. Guys, I don't like Alavila either. But you got to stop being morons, and you got to stop thinking that just because a prospect struggles, that they're a bust and they're not going to do anything. Don't breathe down this kid's neck if he doesn't come up and he doesn't hit a home run right away, or he doesn't hit 1,000, for 2 weeks straight. Like, put on our thinking caps here. Have realistic expectations of what he is, and be happy that the organization is doing something to try to have some semblance of a lineup that can score more than 2 runs and not get shut out back-to-back days. Because right now their offense has been horrible. This team has been horrible, and they got to do something. And having Kerry Carpenter sitting in the minor leagues with 30 home runs and hitting 340 in AAA, while you're putting out their Scope and Cameron and Badu, it's a joke. They needed to do something. They needed to put someone up here. And I'm extremely happy for Kerry Carpenter because, there's a lot of guys that get to 25, 26, and they're starting to get looked at. Are they even going to ever make the major leagues? Because by 25, 26, you get looked upon as you're not even a prospect anymore. And for him to have this swing change that he has talked about, and for him to go to AAA and cut his strikeouts down like he did, it's an amazing thing. Now, the biggest knock on Kerry Carpenter that I've heard is his defense. He's not very good defensively. Now, I haven't watched many games of him. Most of the time when I'm following the Mud Hens and what's going on in the minor leagues, I'm looking through box scores and I'm checking Twitter for videos and people who are first-hand accounts. So I haven't seen how Carpenter is every single day in the outfield. But, something, it can't be any worse than Willie Castro. And he's got a better bat, hopefully a better bat than it. He can't possibly be worse with the stick than Akil Badu or Das Cameron. So, that it just is what it is. They're bringing up a guy that's got some power on a team that has no power. They're bringing up a guy that's continued to light it up at every single level. But, again, I cannot stress this enough. Do not dog this kid if he is not the same hitter he was in AAA and AA right off the get. It takes time. You're going from the minor leagues to now you're facing guys like the Tigers had to face Shane Bieber tonight, who, although it doesn't throw as hard, he's a former Cy Young winner, and they had to face Emmanuel Clase, and they got guys like Zach Plesac that he's going to have to face for the first time. And as you're going through baseball, you're seeing these dudes that you've never seen this caliber pitching before. So Tiger fans, please, for the love of God, put away the blind rage for a second for Alavila. Actually look at the players on the team. Don't care about who's in the press box, or not the press box, but the GM box for right now. Watch this guy, and let's be happy that he's getting an opportunity because he deserves an opportunity, and I hope he does well with it. And let's pray to God that he can hit a freaking few homers, because having a team lead at 10 home runs and seeing this team get almost shut out back-to-back days, we can't. It's a joke. Like, I can't watch this team score 2 runs or 0 runs every single day anymore. They need someone, and hopefully Carp comes up and, shows a little bit of pop, puts a couple in the seats. If he doesn't hit like he was in AAA, to be expected. He's young. But Kerry Carpenter being promoted from AAA. They're sending down Das Cameron as a corresponding move, and I'd imagine he will make his debut tomorrow. That's all I got for you guys. I'll be back to talk about the Tigers farm system and that ranking article that came out in the next couple days. Have a good one, guys. Go Tigers.